Oceanicon, Galele, Jaquedo, Kohig, Wade Blevins, Tawaton, Talagigantino, Unole, Tawaton, Kohig, Tal Skonhi, Joine, Talagia de Lo Quasti. So, welcome. This is Cherokee 3 on RSU TV. My name is Wade Blevins. I'm very happy to be here. We're without my partner in crime, Miss Peggy, today, so we'll just do the best we can. So today is our 23rd lesson, so almost halfway through. So hopefully you've been reviewing and going over the lessons. The more times you listen to it, the more it becomes familiar to you. So come, idalena talaki de one. All right. So our reading selection today, as you know, we were going through this traditional English nursery rhyme and about the robin, which you might be familiar with in English, and so we're just going to go ahead and continue with that. So we'll go ahead and review. We'll read these, and then we'll continue on with a couple more. So this is going to give you good practice in reading written Cherokee. So this says ga go, or gog, ji squo guo, u tle, okay, ya, u da ne, ji squa ya, ga jat, le, ga cleed, octana, ji squo guo, ji le. Okay. The next one that we read says ga go, u go ha, u yo hu sa, ya, u da ne ta ge, di jik tol, dak tana, ji go ha, u yo hu sa. And so hopefully that rings a bell for you. If not, then you might want to review. So continuing on, let's go ahead and read this one. So this says, ga go, gi ga, u ni hya, huh? Okay, ga go, or gog, gi ga. Ni here, huh? Okay. Ga go, gi ga, ni here, huh? Okay. Some of those words you hopefully recognize. We'll go ahead and continue on reading, and then we'll see if you can figure out what it means in English. Ya, u da ne, ja de, u sti, u na we de, na we da, octana, gi ga, gi ni here, huh? Okay. So let's go ahead and read our way through it word by word to see if we know what's going on. So goggle, or gog, you should know already. This is a question word meaning who, right? Giga, I hope you that rings a bell for you at least, and at least sets off some recognition. Some of you might know that giga is the word for blood, which we talked about, and we talked about also the word gigage, red color, which is related to the word giga, or the word for blood. Okay, then this next one, u ni hya, huh? U ni hya, huh? Okay, that's who caught it, okay? So who caught the blood, right? Who caught the blood? Aya, me. Udane, said. Ajat or ajati. Again, you can say it either way. Just depends on kind of the community you come from. Around home where I'm from, they just usually say ajat. But you might hear ajati. Okay? Both are completely fine. And of course, ajat is a fish. Usti, usti. Hopefully you know what that word means. Small or little. Unawed, unawed is a bowl. Unawed. Auktana, auktana. This is agwatana, auktana. Okay, so with my little bowl, okay, with a little bowl, giga, blood, agini here, huh? I caught it. So with a little bowl, I caught the blood. Okay? So let's read through it one more time, kind of slow, with the syllabary. See if you can read along. Ga go gi ga uni here, huh? Aya u da ne ajati. Usti unawed aktana giga akini here, huh? Agni here, huh? Okay. Let's read it a little bit faster. Ga go giga uni here, huh? Aya udane ajati. Usti unawed aktana giga akini here, huh? Okay. The next one, we're going to do two of them today. So the next one, let's read through it very slowly. Ga, go. U, tl, sti. Go, tl, ske, sti. Okay. Ga, go. U, tl, sti. Go, tl, ske, sti. Ya, u, da, ne, do, ga. Ya, u, da, ne, do, ga. Sti, le, gi, or yug, ak, tana. Sti, le, yug, ak, tana. U, tl, sti, go, tl, ske, sti. Okay. So this says ga go, who, go, tl, sti, go, tl, sti. That really means like it's wound around something, okay? And this is the word that we would use for a shroud. In English, you may not know what a shroud is. A shroud is a piece of cloth that used to dead bodies would be wound, would be wrapped up. You can kind of think of it like mummy style, right? But they would be either wrapped or a piece of cloth would be laid over them. So that's what utlasti. That's what utlasti is. It's something that's wound around. Okay, and so that's our word for a shroud. Still today, we have remnants of this in some of our Cherokee funerals. Sometimes you'll see when somebody passes and they're laid out, they'll be wrapped with a blanket. Sometimes in some places during the wake time, they'll have like a veil, a piece of lace that covers the face. And I think this goes back to a long time ago for how we used to do it, how we used to wind them up in a cloth before they were buried or put in the coffin. Okay? So, then this next word, godtlønskesti. We've heard this word before, like the word godtlønne. We've heard it, it's like making something, okay? So, who will make the shroud is really what this sentence is asking. Who's going to make the shroud? Ja, me. Utane tohka. Okay. Ja, utane tohka. Tohka is a June bug. Okay. There's a little bit of controversy concerning what exactly a June bug is. Some people consider the June bug to be, like this little brown bug that you see at night, and they're always around the lights and stuff. Other people consider a June bug to be that kind of green bug that has kind of brass color along the edges. When I was growing up, we considered those to be manure bugs. However, both those and this bug that's pictured here, I guess in English, are considered to be June bugs. Okay, so tohka. The next part, this is asti, aleyunk, oktana. Okay, asti, that's string or thread. We talked about that in the story about the possum, about how they wound that around, right? Asti or ost, ale, and yug. Yug can be a lot of different things. Probably most often the word yug is used to refer to a fork, right? A fork that you eat with. But yug can also be a needle, okay? It can also be an awl. I suppose probably you could use it for like an ice pick, kind of anything that you kind of use to poke or puncture with that kind of has that stabbing motion for its use can be called yug. So it can be a fork, it can be a needle, it can be an awl. It just depends on the context of the sentence. And of course here, since we have the word asti with it, we assume probably they're meaning a needle in this case because usually you use a needle with thread. You wouldn't use an awl or you wouldn't use a fork with thread. So asti aleyug oktana, using a needle and thread. Utlasti godtlønskesti, I will make the shroud. Okay. So that's the next two lines in the nursery rhyme. So hopefully there was some good information in there. A lot of it probably you already knew, which is good. It's good to kind of tag that on, but probably some of it was brand new information for you. So we've been spending our time talking about a man by the name of Tojuwa Sikwanid in Cherokee. In English, his name was Redbird Smith. So we're going to continue our discussion today and hopefully make our way through a little bit further. So first we'll review and then we'll kind of go on with a couple more sentences and see that we know what's going on. So this says, Hioligis hia askaya ayetli chikatog. Okay, so quickly, can you tell me in English what that sentence is asking? Hioligis hia askaya ayetli chikatog. So do you recognize this man standing in the center, right? Okay. Hiolig negasan yik Redbird Smith do don't eh. Okay. And hiolig negasan yik Redbird Smith do don't eh. We spent quite a bit of time. We spent really kind of two periods talking about this construct right here, this negesanyik. Negesanyik means if you don't, or if it doesn't, or if it's not. It's a way of making a negative conditional statement, which is kind of weird to say in English. But basically this yig is if, and then this negasan, it means not or don't or isn't, that kind of thing, okay? So this would say, if you don't know him, his name was Redbird Smith, okay? If you don't know him, his name was Redbird Smith. Okay, and then we went on and we talked about different, different sentences that use this negesanyik. And we learned through talking with Peggy and kind of throwing different sentences at her, we've kind of come up with a tentative pattern here that if the word is a description or it's a person, place, or thing, so if it's a noun or an adjective, we would use this negesanyik, okay? However, if the word in the clause is a verb, then we kind of put that negesan, we kind of wrap it around the verb. So as an example, this says, hiyoleg negesanyik. You could also say, Niyoliganyik, okay? This part right here, this niyoliganyik, you might not see that negasan yik, okay? But anytime that H sound is in there, and the N sound is in there, it becomes flipped and it kind of gets stuck together. So instead of it being hini ole gun, it would be hni. Hopefully you can hear that. Hniole ganyik, okay? And that also means if you don't know him. Hniole ganyik, okay? So this one here says ni jaduli skanyik, okay? Aya aquaduli, okay? Ni jaduli skanyik, aya aquaduli. So you can see here this negasan, the ni part is right there, and that no. It's the last part of g, no, okay? So you see it there, okay? So we learned that if there's a verb in there, that it's more common to take that verb and put that ni and that around the ends of that verb instead of doing the verb and saying negesanyik, okay? So that's one of the ways that it's done. So let's go ahead and go on. So the next one says, to juhua si kwanid du do e zalaki gade. Okay? To juhua si kwanid du do e zalaki gade. So in English, let's kind of take the sentence and make it backwards. So jalagi ganti in Cherokee, tojuwa sikwani du doe. Tojua Siquanid was his name. Of course, Tojua is our word for redbird or cardinal. Siquanid is the word for young pig, right? So anid is a young animal, basically a young animal that is born in a litter, right? Otherwise, it's a geen, right? So siquanid, you wouldn't say siquageen, siquanid, because pigs are born in a litter. So siquanid. So, and in Cherokee, his name was Tojua Siquanid. Next one says, Sita Ojali Helika Hiina Julsked Askaya. Okay? Sita still. Ojali Helika. Still, we are grateful or we are appreciative. Hi'in, this here, Julsked, important, Askaya, man. Okay? So we're still grateful to this important man. Okay? Sagu Iyagayur Chanel Skohit Squ Hig Skohe Ude Ne Tojuwa Siquanid. Okay, so Sagu 1, Iyagayur 1,000, Chanel Skohi Chanel Skohit Squ 800, Hig Skohe 50. So 1,850, okay, or 1850. Udene, Udene. He was born. Tojua Siquanid, Redbird Smith, right? So Redbird Smith was born in 1850. Okay, let's read through this one more time. Sawu Iyagayur Chanel Skohit Squ Hig Skohe Udene Tojua Siquanid. Okay? Born in 1850. There you go. There's the English. All right. So this says Gohi Jiki. Okay? But that doesn't make any sense. So let's change this go to a ko sound. Kohi, ko jik, guye goni. So ne la du si ne. O jali he li go. U de ti yiska. Okay. Tle ski no do yo gan na do yo gan do u de ti yiska. Okay. So this is kind of a difficult sentence here. So, Kochik, today, still today maybe, Guye Gwoni, Sonela du Sine, Guye Gwoni is, Guye Gwoni is July, Sonela du Sine, the 19th, Ojali Heli Gon, we celebrate it, okay? Udeti Yushka, his birthday. So today, we celebrate his birthday on July 19th, right? That's kind of what this says. Kojik guye goni sonela du sine ojali hele gon odeti iska. Tleskino, that means however. Do yoganto. Do yoganto. We don't really know, right? Do udeti iska. His real birthday. So that's kind of how this do, you see it here twice. Do yogan do and do udeti iska. So this do is related to the word do you, and we could probably put the word do you and the word do you here. And it's, we don't really know what his real birthday was, okay? So the story goes, or the way that I was told by his grandson, also named Tojuwa Sikwanid, was that Tojuwa Sikwanid was very good friends with a Yoneg, Aganakte. He was real good friends with a non-Indian doctor whose birthday was on July the 19th. And so they kind of started celebrating their birthdays together. And so that's carried over even still today, okay? So, Kochik Guye Goni, Sonhela Du Sine, Ojali Heli Gon. Okay, this on at the end indicates something habitually happening. Udeti yiska. Leskino doi do yogan do udeti yiska. This udeti yiska is related to the word years. Okay, but this is our word for that we use for birthday. It's like having years. Okay. And you'll see, you know, if you're on social media or anything like that, you'll see people say, whenever somebody's birthday, they say "Ulihe lista de tiiska." That means just basically happy birthday, or happy kind of the time when you were born in the year. So, jade tiiska, your birthday. Jadeti yiska, udeti yiska in this case, because we're talking about his birthday, not my birthday or your birthday. Ja would be your birthday, jadeti yiska. Okay. You'll also hear that word when you're talking about people's age. Dawadeti yud means that's how old I am. And that's basically how many years I have had, or how many years have passed, you know. So I could say, Nug skohi, sonne la du dawadeti, you know, I'm 49 years old, right? I could say that. So this word, you see it here twice, udeti yiska, okay? That's the word that we use. I think probably a long time ago, before Yonex came, we didn't have the concept of birthdays or anything like that, because we didn't operate off of a lunar calendar. Or off of a solar calendar. We operated on a lunar calendar, and we operated by the phases of the moon, on when things needed to be done, when the plants needed to be, when our crops needed to be planted, when ceremonies were to be held. That all went by the phase of the moon, and it had nothing to do with the sun. So we didn't keep time in the same way that we do today. So probably before Yonex came, we didn't even have the concept of a birthday or anything like that. So it was a new concept for us, so we had to take the words that we already had and figure out, what that really was referring to, and how we would say that in our language. So we have the word udeti iska, which is related to the word for year. Okay. So just be aware that those words are related. So it doesn't literally mean udeti iska, doesn't literally mean the day that they were born, like birthday. But that's what we use for birthday, okay? All right. The next one says, To juwa si kwanid u de ti yiska yi nul stani ani gi du wa gi ani ya wi ya ga ti yo ane gon. Okay, so hopefully some of these words look familiar to you. They may not be in exactly the form that you're accustomed to. But let's work our way through it. So we have Toju Wasikwanid. Of course, that's Redbird's Smith. Udeti Yiska, his birthday. Okay. Yinulstani, when it happens, when it occurs. Ani Giduwaki. Okay. Katuas. Ani Yawiya. Ani Yawiya, that's Native Americans or Indian people. So Katua Indians. Gatillo. Gatillo, that's our word for ceremonial grounds, for our square grounds that we have. Anegon, they habitually go. Okay? So this is not a literal translation of this down here. But what it says is when Redbird Smith's birthday happens, the Katuas all go to the ceremonial grounds. Okay? So, Tojuhwa si kwanid udeti yiska yinulstan ani talak ani kituwaki ani yawiya gatiyo anegon. Okay, let's go through it one more time, slowly. You can go through it with me, or you can try to translate what each of the words is. Either way is perfectly fine. Learning is being done. So, Tojuwa si kwanid u de ti yiska yinulstan ani giduwaki ani yawiya gatiyo anegon. Okay. Toju wasikwanid udeti yiska yinulstan ani giduwaki ani yawiya gatiyo anegon. Okay. Okay, the next one. This says, Gado ke tojuhwa si kwanid ulskeda ulsked jik jiki. Okay, jik. Okay. Gadoke. That means, and why? Gadoke. Sometimes you'll hear people say that gadoha or gadoke. Gadoke. Tojua sikwanid uskejik. Okay, so why? Tojua sikwanid uskejik. Why is it that Redbird Smith is important? Okay, that's kind of what this is saying. Okay, katoke tojua sikwanid uskejik. Jik, jigi. Okay, means that is, okay? So why is it that tojua sikwanid is important, right? That would be kind of the way to translate that. Katoke tojua sikwanid usked jik. Okay, jiki. Or you could say jiki, usked jiki. Either way is perfectly fine. But as you know, a lot of times, unless that final sound is needed for emphasis or it's needed to differentiate, then a lot of times that final sound is left off in spoken Cherokee, in conversational Cherokee. Because of course, our language is a lot of the words seem very, especially when you first start learning our words, appear to be very, very long and very complicated and very convoluted and very difficult to kind of figure out. But in spoken Cherokee, a lot of times, unless those sounds are needed for understanding, a lot of times they're just omitted for expediency, so that they can talk a little quicker. Now, some of your old speakers and stuff don't do that. They will say everything the long way, ganehid, right? Okay, so let's read through this one more time. Gatoke tojua sikwanid uskeda jik usked jiki. Okay? Okay. So this says, well, let's go ahead and let's go back through what we've already done rather than adding another sentence to it, okay? So, okay, let's start here, okay? Okay. Ko chik kuye goni sohne la du sine ojali heli gon udeti yiska tleskino do yoganto do udeti yiska. All right. So, which one of these? Let's go through and I'll give you the Cherokee, and why don't you give me the English? Let's just go do it that way. Let's start with this one right here. Udeti yiska, udeti yiska. Gadohyat. Gadohyat yonegigante, udeti yiska. Gadohyat yonegigante, udeti yiska, udeti yiska. Okay, that's birthday, right? His birthday, specifically. Gadohyat yonegigante, sonne la du sine. Gadohyat yonegigante, sonne la du sine. Sonne la du sine. 19th, right? Gadohyat kuyegoni. Kuyegoni. Okay? Kuyegoni. 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 July. Kuyegoni. Okay? Okay? Ojali heli gon. Gadohyat yonegigante ojali heli gon. Okay? Ojali heli gon. Ojalihelego. We habitually celebrate. Okay? We habitually celebrate. Okay? This O sound, okay, in Cherokee, when you hear that O at the front of a lot of verbs, that omits the person that you're speaking to or the person that it is directed to. So ojalihelego means ours, excluding yourself, ours, us over here, not necessarily you, okay? Ojalihelego. Okay? Kojik. Okay, this would be translated as today, okay? Today, okay? Nojik, now, kojik, okay? See how those are related, okay? Let's see. Okay, this one, let's go through this one. This says, Tojuwa sikwanid udetiyiska inulstan ani geduwagi ani yawiya gatiyo anego. Okay? So hopefully you know what all those words are. What about the word gatillo? Gatillo. Ketohyat yo negigati gatillo. Ketohyat yo negigati gatillo. Gatillo is the ceremonial grounds or stomp grounds. Gatillo. Okay? Ketohyat yo negigenti tojuwa. Ketohyat yo negigenti tojuwa. Tojuwa. Tojuwa, redbird. Okay. Ketohyat udetiyiska. Ketohyat udetiyiska. Udetiyiska. Birthday. His birthday specifically. Ketohyat yo negigenti yinulstan. Ketohyat yo negigenti yinulstan. Yinulstan. When it happens or when it occurs. Yinulstan. Ketohyat sikwanid. Ketohyat sikwanid. 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 Sikwanid, young pig. Sikwanid, young pig. Ketohyat anigaduwagi. 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 Okay, there's katuas. That means the katuas, which can be very confusing sometimes. However, for speakers, we kind of use this word anigaduwagi usually to refer to traditional Cherokees. Okay, now there are times whenever we use anigaduwagi to talk about Cherokees that are a part of the United Katua Band of Cherokee Indians. They are also anigaduwagi. However, anigaduwagi also refers to traditional Cherokee people. Sometimes it's even used just to refer to ourselves in a national sense, us Cherokee people. Hopefully by now you realize or you know that the word jalaki is not an actual Cherokee word. It was a word that other tribes gave to us. Some people say that it came from the Mobilan trade language, which is based off of Choctaw. People translate it to mean different things. It means, the people that lived in caves, or the people that, I don't know. There's a lot of different translations for it, but that was not our original designation for ourselves. We used to call ourselves Anikituwaki, or we would call ourselves Aniyawiya. Okay? So we referred to ourselves as the people of Kituwa, or the fully human beings. Okay? Aniyawiya means fully human, right? So, and that's where the word the real people or the principal people, sometimes you'll see that, that's where that word comes from. So just be aware that this word Anigatuwaki doesn't always only refer to the UKB people. Sometimes it can refer to all Cherokee people. Sometimes it can refer to traditional Cherokee people. It just kind of depends on the speaker, and it just kind of depends on the context of the sentence. Okay, so Gatohyat, let's go ahead and continue on. Gatohyat, yonegikati anegon, means they habitually go. That on at the end means something is done over and over and over again, right? So, so anegon, they go. Anegon, they go habitually. Okay, they go more than once. Okay, so I think we. Oh, gatohyat yo negi gati ani ya we ya. Gatohyat ani ya we ya. Ani ya we ya. And again, that means the principal people, the real people, the fully human beings, okay? The word Yahweh means people. That Yah at the end means the ones that are fully or completely representative of that. We talked about the word G-squah Yah, Saloli Yah, Ani Yahweh Yah, okay? That Yah at the end indicates something that is completely and fully that, okay? So the ones that are fully human, right? So we might think of that as being a little bit arrogant, I suppose, in today's. But most of our words, most traditional words for Native people, in their own language, they refer to themselves as the people, or the true people, or the real people. That's just, we kind of, all human beings tend to be egocentric, and we kind of work ourselves out from there. So anyway, that's all the time that we have for today. Hopefully you got some great new vocabulary. When we come back, we will continue to talk about Tojuwa Sequanid and his family tree, specifically tomorrow, or the next time we come back. So from all of us here at RSU TV, I just want to say wadon and dondago, huh?